Hi and welcome back to the 16th chapter of the Spanish Civil War in Victus History and Wargaming channel. I am your host Victus, so we're going to continue here. In the previous chapter I just did the actual planning of the region that is Frontera and Ephesia, and we have separated the armies here. We have set the actual blocks, and now I'm going to continue by moving the armies. We haven't moved anything, so that's what we're going to do right now. Over here we can see that there's a thick forest, as I mentioned before. So what I'm going to do is to place here the 2nd Light Artillery Battalion. It's a very nice place to put this guy, and we're going to move this one over here, right next to the hill over here. This guy over here is not in full health, but this is a good position for a light infantry division. Now let's remember that here we have another area, and very quickly I have noted here that there's another hill over here, and we have right in here a forest. So we're going to use that in our advantage. So let's mark here the other hill, and I'm going to spot here what we have. We have the 1st Light Anti-Tank Battalion, and here we have the 2nd Light Artillery Battalion, which I'm actually going to move into this thick forest position. The reason I did this is because I want to have exactly in this area a way to shoot from behind the river over here. So let's move the 1st Light Anti-Tank Battalion. Let's move it down here. Let's continue moving the troops over here. Now, because of the position of the light cruiser, the purple light cruiser here is pretty much on range over here, so it is going to be okay if we move these guys over here. This is a 6th Heavy Infantry Division, and this one over here I'm going to send here to the north. I'm going to continue here, and this guy, I think he's going to be good over there. Afterwards we're going to be like trying to settle the exact deployment of the troops, but now we are good to go over here. Now in here we are not going to begin the attack. Let's remember that our first attack is going to be from this army over here. We're going to separate this army in two. So now it is going to be good to see that this guy has some casualties. This enemy division has some casualties. So first we know that we have a heavy infantry division, a light infantry here, and another light infantry division here, plus another heavy over here. So what we're going to do is to try to spread a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is to move this guy. We can shoot at this one, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. I'm going to move this one up here. We can still shoot here. That could be a possibility. In the meantime, we're going to move the actual heavy over here. To do that, I think is going to be okay if we place, for example, this one here, and then this other one that is the 8th heavy over here. There we go. For the light infantry, we know that we cannot move through this river, so this guy is going to stay here, but this This leads me to the understanding of where am I going to place the actual engineer here. We have several other positions in which we can deploy actually that other guy. There's no use in doing it here. We already have the one that we have deployed over here in the area down here. We already have this one, which is the 3rd Engineer Division. And here we have both of the actual engineers in their actual position. So I believe this is going to be a good place. I'm thinking right now that perhaps over here is going to be a good position. From Utrera, we could deploy the other 6th engineers over here in Sevilla. Okay, let me do it here. I think this is a good position. I'm going to use this guy to place, and just select the color. I'm going to use this guy to place the pontoon over here. Let's remember that we're using this color to indicate pontoons or potential pontoon areas. I'm going to erase 1 because we talked about placing one line if we're going to place the actual engineer. So I think to place the actual engineer is going to be okay. So then we have this light infantry division able to move here. Now for the other units, I think we're going to be pulling these guys over here. So perhaps this guy is 100, so it's an artillery battalion that I think I can move through here. I believe it's going to be possible. This guy here. Okay, this guy here could be moved in here. And we can see that we can shoot at this one. We can do damage. And we can start moving this guy perhaps here. This guy could be moved in here. This guy would be moved in here, and then this guy over here. I think this is a better position because that way we can, we can clearly flank this guy. But in the meantime, I think it is going to be good to actually refuel and heal. There we go. Okay. The naval mines have been detonated here. We already know that. So now we're going to move to the north. This guy stays here. Let's go to sleep. So this guy is going to stay there sleeping. And then we could try to do a little bit of there's an indication here, as you can see this small blue airplane, there's an indication here that there's some unit that is actually a plane. In this case is our barrage balloon. Let me click here where it says swap air land units view, and we can see that it is indicated over here. But we cannot use it because we just placed it, deployed it. So the other thing is perhaps to try to send this guy here, try to see what's happening here in Loja. I think could be good with the 45 garrison. And there's actually nothing here, and there's a potential contact over there. So if you remember, I just did over here for potential contacts, something like this. So I'm going to draw over here a symbol for me to understand that there's a potential contact over there. Good. Okay, now everything is good there. Now we're going to finally reach the river with our engineers. Now, let's remember that I have a couple of pontoons here. I can throw the pontoons here, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. So I'm just going to throw this guy here and this guy here. This way we can be able to cross over here. Because these guys have reached there, we're going to erase this. So we already know that we can cross there. Okay, so doing very good. So now let's think about our movement here. Now, this army over here, I'm going to use them to place them over here and try to push in here. You see from where it says here, real city. So we're going to push through here. So let me see what we're going to do. First, we're going to send the artillery. I'm going to send the artillery here. And then the artillery over here. And then slightly I'm going to send the 3rd Light Infantry Division to scout because we don't have heavy infantry. The only divisions that we have here near Benito are the light infantry. So I'm going to send these guys to scout. Clearly, this is going to be a good area to scout. So I'm going to be sending these guys here. We already know that there's nothing here, so I'm not going to move this one. Simply going to place this guy here. And that's it for this one, I think. I think we're going to be good by refueling them. Refueling the guy here. And that's it. So he's going to slip a little bit here. Let's try to move these guys here. Okay, there we are. Let's bring this guy. Let's bring this guy here. Either way, I could move this guy over here in this river. Fine. So now we move up and we go to the center. Let's see what we got here. Still have this guy here, the 12th Light Anti-Air Battalion over there. And we have the situation here. So let's continue here with the positioning here. We have over here 25 light, both of them, these 2 light infantry divisions are in good shape. So I'm going to move them here. This guy is a heavy division. And this guy is going to stay here. He's okay there to refuel. And he's okay. He's okay. I'm not going to shoot. This one is going to do a lot of damage. So then I can bring as well this guy here. Not bad. This one stays here. It's good. To supply the fuel. And that's it. In the meantime, I can move this guy over here. Let's bring this guy here. I'm gonna bring the light infantry. Okay, I was expecting this. So this guy appears here. And now I move this down here. This one to block over there. In the meantime, he's going to stay here. I'm not going to move that, but I'm going to refuel. Well, actually, to do both. Actually, I can't, but okay. No refuel, but we have just healed this unit. Pretty nice. Okay. Now, let me think about this. I have these guys here. They can definitely help here, but I cannot move them through here. It's going to be a little bit difficult, I think. They cannot move. They cannot be moved through these, or perhaps I can, but actually no, I can't. I can just. The only thing that I can use is the road, so I cannot move these guys through here. Now that I think about it, we just lost the 29th Light Infantry Division was destroyed over here, so we need to fix this, and we need one more engineer, I'm pretty sure. Why do we need another engineer? The reason is because we need a little bit of help here. So let me go to purchase. Let's purchase. We can purchase Franco. Why was the thing that we couldn't purchase this guy? Let me see, buy him. I'm gonna buy him. Oh, because of the HQ points. Okay, never mind. So no Franco. Now I'm going to take this one here. Take one. But remember, we need this thing Mountaineer. This is going to be good. We're going to use a little bit of veterancy here. This is going to take a lot of money. On the other hand, if I just recruit this one, it's going to take just 200, 250, I think. 3, 4, 5, 500. We're not going to do that because if you remember, we are trying to get enough money to bring those guys, the Portuguese. Okay. Everything is okay here in the north. I'm just going to pull this guy here. There we go. And now let's see what we can do over here. There's a pretty nasty situation here. The worst situation is here. Okay, so first of all, let's bring the tank back. I'm gonna move the tank back. Okay, I don't want to deal with this guy here. This is not good. So I'm going to pull back over here. And afterwards, I'm going to drop these guys over here. Fine. Now, let's go here. Let's begin by understanding that these guys here, the weakest one is this, so I can still shoot to these guys or I can penetrate over here. See what's the best thing to do, I think. Shoot at this one. And move it there. This guy is 65. We can deal some damage here. Let me see. Okay. He's still doing more damage than I thought. Okay, this guy is going to retreat. He has no fuel. He's going to stay there. And I'm going to use the garrison to push here. Let me see how. Okay, let's do... This guy is low morale, and because of the low morale, I'm going to have a little bit of a problem here. Okay. Let's think about it. Let's push back. Okay, hopefully I'm going to be able to pull back and just move this one over here. And then I'm pretty sure it's not worth it, so yeah, those guys stay there. Very nasty situation here. Okay, so Interesting point here. I just moved this one up from here to here because I want this guy to stay in a hex that is adjacent to the actual 14th Light Anti-Air Battalion, so this guy can support, even though this guy is in pretty good shape. This is a bad situation for us in the area of Dijon, but there's nothing else we can do. It's better for me to pull back this guy over here because he has very low morale, and it's better for me to do that. I can still, I don't know, I'm not going to use more of the actual income because it's not good, and this guy has very low health and very low morale, so that's another no for me. We're getting a little bit things are getting a little bit tricky here, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it to the next chapter. So this was Victus. See you in the next one.